Alright, everybody, welcome to the ultimate match in the battle against Zeb316. This is Race 3. Winner of this moves on to the quarterfinals of the Super Metroid Randomizer tournament. Already pulling off the one win. Yes, the seed absolutely randoed Zeb to death. But, I feel great about that. Like, I made the playoffs. I took a win off Zeb. This is way, way better than anything. Even if I expected things to break my way and just go right, I would not have expected to do as well as I've done in this tournament. So yeah, this, again, I'm racing Zeb here. It's a lot of rando here. We've got, another full countdown. Random start, full area, and boss shuffle. We've got a full bunch of settings. So both of our tournament lives comes down to this. It's like, yes, have fun. Here's everything. Go try and win now. Not exactly the type of logic you want to finish with. It's like, it's so random. It's like you could, potentially, just have something terrible happen. Right now, I am super nervous. It's getting late because I believe we started at 9. And because I'm an old man now, I go to sleep earlier. Thanks, work. But yeah, so it's getting late. I'm really nervous. Whereas before it felt like playing with house money, the last couple weeks in the Swiss rounds. It's like, I did take a win off. This is a very random mode. I have a chance just based on the mode of, again, pulling off what it would be a massive upset. I don't know how many people picked Zeb to win the tournament, but I will tell you it was 100% more than picked me. So, and with good reason. But yeah, there's really no strategy. All 3 of these last races have been back-to-back. Neither of us picked this logic. It's just what got rolled. This is the seed. So let's just dive right in and see what happens here.
Welcome to Game 3, and what a Game 3 we will have, as we have the week mode that people pretty much called just yes. Week 7, which means we will have area rando, we are going to have boss rando, we are going to have full countdown. Anything goes here, and MST, famous, I don't know if he talks about that too much, but you get the Rinka seed. He really likes those Rinka seeds, so not sure if that's going to bode well for him or not, but we'll see. But yeah, this is definitely one of the more chaotic modes we had. What do you think, Azure? What do you think is going to happen here?
Really anything could happen with this mode. I mean, you say it's the just yes seed, but I think a lot of people would say just no to these settings.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we just turned everything on, and we'll see what happens. All right, we actually have the random start as well, and we're starting in Business Center. Which, if you're gonna start in Upper Norfair, I'd rather start in one of the spots where the forces vary on you. But okay. Get our morph ball, see what else we have here.
What's up north?
Do have some nice early power bombs, which is, after the last seed where the power bombs were late. Not a whole lot we can do beyond these 3 checks, though. We'll see if either one of them does a quick check of the croc escape item. I think that's a really good thing to do here. Doesn't take too much health to check that one location, and it's really good knowledge for later. Yeah, there Zeb goes and checks it.
Yeah,
and
I have seen a race lost to not checking.
Yes, I have seen it too. And it's just a super pack, and we can't get it, which means all we can do is leave.
So we've got 2 left here. Gotta remember to come back for it. We only have 1 transition we can check here, actually, because to check the crate elevator side, we would have to use the super missile. So we're kind of funneled somewhere. Oh, we're funneled into green bin.
4-item green bin star.
That's a pretty average green bin, I'd say. It's good. It's good to get 4 majors here.
And there should be a super here too.
Statistically, you're likely to dodge waterway being one of the majors. So you probably don't have to worry about speed, but you'll end up finding out if you do. One of the bad things about that is like it's not really so much not being able to get the major right away, as it is the fact that you're just missing 1 and it causes you to full clear the rest of the area for the miners and you don't have to.
Oh, early charge beam. Really early charge beam.
Although actually like clearing this area for miners this early in the game is still not bad. Oh, we've got a speed booster, so we don't have to worry about skipping waterway anyways.
Wow, it loaded green bin star. Speed, charge, all those nice items. Got a couple of super packs. So I think 3 super packs in this area, right here in early supers.
I mean, there were 4 major items here, but they didn't have to be good.
They didn't have to be good, and they didn't have to have 2 of them be right here. I mean, there could be 2 more, but the other 2 could be like, I don't know, X-ray and spring ball or something. Of course, spring ball could be useful, could logically be needed in this seed. We are no longer in Chozo, so Suitless Meridia on the table.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They could actually go back up and check the crate elevator. No, not that I think I would do that. Like the
the other transition
is too valuable. But,
yeah, I agree.
Actually, it will kind of be somewhat hard to get back to that area because that elevator transition is going to be so isolated from everything else because the other thing it connects to is green bin, which generally, like once you clear the side of it, that elevator ends up being really slow to go back through.
20 supers already, even with charge beam. It's a lot of supers. 2/3 the way to an easy Ridley. The other problem with that connector, though, is it's 2 elevator transitions anytime you want to use it. Ideally, you just find another way back into Upper Norfair, I think.
Yeah, but then, like, unless it's... Oh, MST assault is low. Gotta be careful. B-Tom Hallway's pretty dangerous on low health navy tanks. But yeah, like, even if you get back to Upper Norfair, unless you get spat out exactly there and you get the info that way, you're still using another elevator transition just to check the crate mouth.
Okay, that big health will help MST a lot.
Week 7 for the mode that gets randomly picked is, I mean, it's like as random as you can get, kind of.
Yeah?
So it makes sense. This is the first Game 3 of the entire playoffs, so get hyped for both runners playing something that they didn't pick.
Hopefully we'll get a few of these Game 3s. There's our first E-Tank. MSC will especially be happy to see that.
Yeah, you really don't want to die to a side hopper with 18 energy. The Rios do 15, I think, so he's fine there, but... Alright, just gonna get this force spawn check first. Gonna try to avoid doing the more dangerous things until he's got some more energy.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Zeb got an E-Tank from somewhere.
Yeah, it was at Charge Beam. Or maybe it was the charge missile. It was one of those 2 locations. It was down lower.
That's fine.
25 supers.
Did he check waterway?
He did not.
Okay, interesting. I don't
maybe
hate
saving
not checking.
Maybe save it for last? Because it is kind of a slow check, and if you get the major item before it, then you don't ever have to do it.
Yeah, it takes like a minute. Thing is, like, you have to make sure that if you have to do it, you have enough energy to do the Shrine Spark, since you're forced to Shrine Spark it without gravity. Like, as if you've got like 89, that's fine. If you have less than that, then it's scary. The fish.
Wow. Simultaneous super pickups. I think that's 35 supers in this area. MSG also not going to do Waterway right now?
MST is out of power bombs.
That would explain that.
Why is he out of power bombs? I guess he managed power bombs in a less good way. Oh, he got health bombed in B-Tom Hellway. That's why.
It's not going to hurt him, though. He did just pick up this wave beam, so that's all the items in Green Brinstar.
Yeah, that's nice, actually. He gets to, like, save this minute on Zeb. Who's doing Waterway, which makes sense.
And a red Bryn transition with 0 items. So, yeah, I could see not wanting to do that right away if there's a...
Oh, Zeb, please. Alright, so some people have trouble with oh, he's just doing the aerial spark. Some people have trouble doing a grounded spark in water. You have to wait for your landing animation to finish first. And your animations are slower in water, so like you have to wait longer than you expect to normally when you hit the ground to do the inputs for the ground spark.
Well, there's that upper Norfair connector that we talked about. It's only one E-tank. Don't really want to be there. So I think we're going to head back to Red Tower, even though no major items. But you do have several minor items. Maybe get some E-tanks. Waterway did give Zeb the extra E-tank there, so that'll be good for him. MSC is never going to go back and get that. Bad thing is, MSC's still without power bombs. And no real good place to farm any. Oh wait, no, he's got the zeros down here. This is fine.
Zeb is no webcam for Zeb because his internet decided to be Canadian today.
Yeah, you want that E-tank. It does decide to take the missile. Missiles is a really nice number for a Fantoon fight, so I wouldn't expect MSU to pick up too many more missiles.
Yeah, I like having 30 for like a comfy end game, so you can't get screwed by that super count at the end.
Yeah,
with charge. It's like there's a lot of things that missiles, just like having extra missiles here and there, are comfy for.
Okay, Zeb gets his wave beam. I don't expect to see an X-ray check here. With grapple beam, it wouldn't be too hard, but again, 0 major items here. So the best you could hope for is, I guess, an E-tank or a super, or maybe one more power bomb pack would be nice, but...
So I think chat got a little upset because Zeb checked that transition before checking the last green burn item, which he knew had to be a major. But the thing is, I believe Zeb
that's
knows.
Fine.
He knows he wants to check both transitions here anyways before making a decision.
Yeah.
So it was actually probably better for him.
Yeah, I actually really like that.
Hills before the major.
Because
he wasn't going to follow it no matter what it was. He just wanted to know what it was.
Yeah, I like that routing. Check the transition, check the item, check the other transition, and come back after you now have made a decision on which one you want to go to. MSG finds its way into Criteria with 2 items. We're going to check the back of Gauntlet, or scout the back of Gauntlet, I would say.
Yeah, sorry, where did we find Wreck Ship?
Spring Ball. We didn't find Wreck Ship, we found Criteria. Oh, we found. Oh, sorry, we found the back of Rex ship in the other, one of the Red Tower connectors.
Okay.
Do you go pick up that
Turian.
spring ball?
Oh, Turian's at top of Red Tower. I think we saw that.
Yeah, I think
already.
this was middle Red Tower, where MST is right now.
Yeah, kind of interesting. MST like being a little bit ahead, on the same path, just like game 1. Although not as much ahead, and yeah, I don't know. Not gonna do X-ray even though he has the items for it because there's no majors here.
I could see doing a quick spacer check looking for E-tanks, but I could also see skipping it. I don't think you really need to do it.
It's like it's kind of slow. It's like it's not the slowest thing ever, but it's kind of slow to get in and out.
And we're gonna do Croc.
Actually gonna do Croc this time.
2-item Croc. This will be the first we've seen a Croc this series. Yeah, I like this choice. You've got Charge Beam to make it pretty easy. There's 2 items here. You have Speed Booster, so you can get all the items. With it being full, you want to make sure you have an item for the pantry. Or have something that gets you up to pantry. Speed Booster does that pretty nicely. Doesn't want that missile. Be careful here.
He probably should have used grapple. I think he just forgot he had it.
Yeah, I think so. Zeb gonna explore more criteria, which, you know, this mode does allow suits in criteria, so if he finds one, I think he scouted the spring ball as well, so he knows one of the major items here is spring ball. But what's really bad about criteria though is that everything is all spread out.
Yeah, the criteria sucks in this mode. He's
really
really lucky
does.
he has speed because at least you can get everything. Climb supers, landing site PBs are pretty big offenders.
There's
And
a
then it's
reserve
like
tank.
some of the stuff is like near specific entrances that you like sometimes it's just better to like not check that proto criteria until you get the entrance that spits you out there. But it's, I mean, I guess it kind of depends like why you're in criteria. I don't know, that's weird.
Still haven't seen any majors here at Croc.
That's it has to be these last 2.
Space
That
jump.
is literally the best, like,
For that location, yeah, because now he doesn't
like,
have to use up health to get over to the pantry item.
he gets to do it like the fastest way possible too.
And Ice Beam. That's really nice. I don't know if anything here was absolutely game-changing, but definitely really nice items to get. That'll help him out, go a little bit faster. And Zeb's still looking for those other 2 criteria items. Maybe he can take a save here, head down to Blue Bryn. That way, if there's nothing down there that he wants to keep, he can reset up here. Or maybe gonna go across, check the connections over to the east. But yeah, there's only one more item left. Yeah, I assume Zeb saw. Chat says Zeb saw Spring Ball. I'm pretty certain he did, so.
One more item then.
The densest area, of course, is Blue Bryn, but if it's just here, then you can check these 2 connectors while he's at it. Yeah, you're not doing Lower Norfair yet. If Varia is the other item in here, you maybe go back. Oh, we just found Kraid over here off of... I did not see where that was off of. I'm assuming one of the other Red Bryn connectors? 0 item Kraid. Only 2 bosses we can do. This is not enough health to do a Ridley fight, but it is enough ammo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 0 Kraid is... So, like, since this is boss shuffle, the bosses still count as part of the region that they're
Yep.
supposed to in the vanilla game. So we know that wherever create is shuffled to, it won't have an item behind it. But whatever boss is here still could. And that is also super weird because it can screw up your perception of the region count when you're actually in the other area. Like if you're in Lower Norfair and you see that there's, what was there, one item here today. That item could just be behind Ridley. You could find Lower Norfair, search the entire thing, and not find it.
Yeah. And what do we got? We got something we can kill. We got a Phantom.
Oh, wreck ship.
That's a really nice find for MSG.
2-item wreck ship.
Oh, and that's a really nice find for Zeb.
That is huge.
And now there's really no reason for him to go pick up that spring ball, because the biggest thing spring ball does is do things and get you through Meridia.
He gets to ignore I guess the densest area in criteria, so gets to not go out of the way here. Just check the transition.
Yeah, you can get 2 minor items on the way, but yeah, I don't see him going to the other direction at all. He gets an E-tank, which is really nice.
Definitely not going to reset. So picking these up is a very good investment.
An E-tank. So yeah, a couple E-tanks here, that's really nice. We'll see where this spits him out.
Nice setup speedball into the E-tank.
Oh, very well done.
Across it. Yeah,
And
definitely wanted gravity before coming here again.
Yeah.
West Meridia. So Blueburn leads to Main Street. Checking Crab Hole is actually not risky here.
No, not with Gravity Suit, it's not. East Meridia with 1 item. Also, wreck ship with 2 items.
Yeah.
So when MSG finds it, he'll be able to do it.
So Varia could be big here. So Zeb, not having much in the way of movement items, has to gravity jump out of the Crab Hole.
Not too bad a gravity jump, though.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's kind of scary at low health because once you tick off the suit, you're super vulnerable to damage from the crabs. But it's not hard to get out. It's just a little bit time consuming.
1 item in West Meridia. Not there, though.
I really do like the fact that he did you do the intended Shine Spark charge here to get the Main Street missile, because you're coming from the route that normally has the gate.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. That's pretty cool.
That's like a max percent GT code run kind of thing too. The true randomizer vanilla category.
Okay, MST back in Redburn. Trying to think if let's see. Okay, I don't remember what that other connector was, but it wasn't one he wanted to take. He's not going to check the tube. So he's going to be funneled right back into criteria, it looks like, and probably will try and find the items. So what's interesting is that Croc location and that Crade location. Oh, right, Croc was the other. So 2 dead ends over there. Is that 3 dead ends off of Red Brinstar? That's crazy.
Is it?
Yeah, because isn't Turian at the top?
Yeah, that's all of them, yeah.
Yeah, so Zeb's not going to get back to Red Tower anytime soon, but when he does, it'll just be, do Fantoon real quick, probably doesn't do Croc by then. But what becomes interesting is, where is that Varia suit? If it's at Wreck Ship, that's going to be really bad for Zeb and really good for MST. Varia suit anywhere else? Don't know. Depends on how quickly MST gets his gravity suit.
I really like that that speedball MST.
Yeah, that was cool.
All the way through the wall and then getting up the way to the BT hole.
MC says no to the super missile because in this mode with the Varia tweaks on, you will have to fight BT if you grab the item, and high jump boots for Zeb, which is nice. There's your West Meridia item.
Yeah.
Especially for Zeb, since he doesn't have that space jump yet, if he is even going to get it at all. We will take these supers because we don't have to fight anyone for it. Yeah, chat pointing out we haven't seen another power bomb pack yet, and that is kind of interesting. A little bit worse in Zeb's case since he doesn't have that spring ball. And
one
now
item eastward, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we need that.
Yeah, I think we saw the other side of this.
So I wonder if MST's got space jump, so it's like checking these transitions is at least this one is. Oh wait, no, never mind. Zeb had a grapple. This was Norfer. Yeah, you're not following this.
Yeah, and I think the other one's a Meridia connection. So
okay, he really is gonna get funneled into that gravity then.
he is, and that's.
Okay.
I mean, a lot is going to depend on where that barrier suit is. So, yeah. Oh, it's Upper Norfair, but still, 2-tank Upper Norfair at that spot is not ideal.
Yeah, actually, like with space jump, you can. Well, not on. He's not at full health, but space jump, wave beam, you can kind of like make it across the spike room at least, if you really wanted to for whatever reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you could get to that refill. So I'm still gonna take that same save.
I forgot
before deciding.
we saw a backup ship.
I want to say it was one of the criteria, one of the left criteria portals.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when he gets back to that either. I mean, it would be a good advantage for him because Fantune's in his pocket, but part of it is also like MST needs to think about what he thinks Zeb is doing. So
yeah,
it's hard to like decide. Correct.
It is doable for him with this item set, but it's not in logic. So
it's not in. No, I mean after he gets gravity.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming the gravity pickup here.
It's just so far, such a backtrack is the issue here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so MST's gonna get gravity.
What does he think Zeb does, and does he try to not do that? Oh yeah, it's a X-Factored Botrin because it has exactly charge and wave.
You don't get that very often
in Rando. He might even have the items, but just have extra beams equipped. I like using X-Factors, just because like they don't come up that often in Rando, but because they don't come up often, then I always miss them. So I forgot how to do them.
Yeah, now we're at a point with this ammo and with this health that, and I do like that Zeb's taking the save here. If this is Ridley, he should be able to handle it.
So MST took the time out to kill those side uppers, and I'm not sure why, because one, he wasn't in danger of dying, and two, this is an area transition, which has a flashing door that he could open.
Okay, not gonna check the connector. And it is Ridley. So this could, if Barry Suit ends up being at Wreck Ship, this could be a very skip for Zeb.
5 PBs though.
Yeah, we'll probably need to find a few more power bombs to do that first. You are correct.
Yeah, if that's possible. There was one stage that it was actually the Apathy Duck Gymnastics ASIC that had literally only 10 power bombs in the entire seed.
10?
Yeah, like as in like 2 packs.
Oh, 2 packs? Yeah, I remember you saying that was 2 packs, so I was thinking that.
It's possible. So yeah, Zeb gets the Ridley kill, had the reserves to make it pretty safe. Didn't actually end up really needing to use them. I actually like used a bit of them to avoid losing the whole thing. Oh, there's the second power bomb pack behind Ridley. That's really interesting, actually. It would be a funny thing if the reason he was able to do the tolerance was because of the item behind Ridley.
That would be. MSC gonna get his high jump boots here, which will be nice for him. Still one more item left in East Meridia. And we'll see where MST goes next, because he's going to have a tougher... I mean, he'll have a loadout that'll allow him to do Ridley if he wants to, especially if he picks up some more of these E-tanks. MST's dislike of reserve tanks could hurt him here, because it's really nice to have that reserve for a Ridley fight, because if you can manage to not pop it before he grabs you, you should be fine. There's Plasma Beam for Zeb, which is a really nice find. So yeah, MST in East Meridia now.
Yeah, kind of faced with the same bits himself.
Yep.
Yeah, MST 5 E-tanks. Or was there an E-tank?
There's this reserve.
Oh,
Hey,
no, he jumped over
MST.
it. That actually sucks, because like if he... I was actually hoping...
I was hoping he wouldn't manage to get the jump over it.
Yeah.
Because
that reserve would be really helpful in Ridley.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to do this on 5 E-tanks.
I believe
doable.
It's possible.
I believe it's doable.
I don't think he will do it.
And that's really going to hurt him.
Yeah.
Because he'll probably have to you might have to backtrack here. And Zeb, depending on the power bomb situation, might just be able to skip Variasuit. So that advantage that MSC might have had if Variasuit was at a wreck ship goes by the wayside.
Yeah, or was Fantoon was that at Crade?
Fantoon at Crade, yeah. Zeb's not getting back there for a while. There's no good way back to Red Tower, and Red Tower with 3 dead ends in it.
That's true.
Which, at the end should make for some nice clean routing.
Okay, he just fired Ice Beam during the run.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Speed blocks. Froze the Purio in his path. Bonked the door too.
And back where we started in Upper Norfair, Zeb going to try and find the items here. Now has plenty of E-tanks to do these hell runs.
Okay, at least he kept full run speed through the whole...
MST, you really want to save here. Maybe was hoping that was Variasuit.
I guess.
And then if that was Variasuit, then you don't have to save, but... Or maybe he just forgot. That it certainly happens.
Maybe. Yeah, this is... I mean...
This is not ideal.
I'm curious if he attempts it, honestly.
I mean, he's got enough supers to do the fight. I could definitely see it making the attempt.
I suppose it doesn't take that long to die here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you die, then, resetting... Dying is a little bit quicker than resetting, depending on when you actually hit the reset button, so...
Yeah, look at his face. It's just like, it didn't
not
have
happy.
to be Ridley, but it was anyway.
Yep.
You can afford to miss supers at least.
Yeah, I think he had
Ridley's
36.
playing nice. Yeah, I would say. It's like, oh, he might actually pull this off. Oh my god. Please
Ridley should be dead.
Get the Okay. If he knew how to jump into Ridley's claw properly, oh, he might have this actually. I can't believe I doubted him.
Just leave.
Really, the lack of reserves is.
Yeah, the reserve would have made it like fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been that skeptical. So now, like, he goes back, gets the refill, probably goes back into the heated room to check the item.
But yeah, this keeps us a race. Like, if he'd had to come back here for Ridley, then huge advantage, Zeb, even with the nowhere near finding the Kraid location. Okay, I'm gonna go back and check the item. I forget even what this was. Did Zeb even check this?
Like skill was the solution for this Ridley fight, but that was.
Oh, that's right, the power bombs. Right, we joked about the power bombs allowing them to do LN.
Yeah.
How could I forget? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Zev had an extra. There was one sandpit that I think had an E-tank and a reserve. I think that was the left sandpit. The right sandpit had the plasma beam.
Oh, Asi's right. Actually, there wasn't much reason to get the Ridley item because it couldn't be Varia. That's the main thing he's looking for.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be like the chances of it being something that was sufficiently good. That wasn't Varia, is just not really. He's got all the move it items, really. Screw attack, I guess, would have been the main thing if, like, skipping Varia becomes on the table. Plasma, just like, he's got 55 super, so it just doesn't matter that much.
And if he goes down the right sandpit, he's gonna get Plasma now, so.
Yeah, he'll have full beam combo if he does that. I believe, like, he will want to do this because he wants to find Varia.
Yep.
Is this one upper Norfair item for Zeb still unaccounted for?
I believe so. The only scout item in upper Norfair is the Croc escape item. He scouted that at the beginning. I believe that was a super.
When are we gonna see Rex Ship?
I'd really like to see MST get over to Rex Ship soon. Like that's his big advantage. Yeah. See, these are the two extra E tanks that Zeb had. MST gonna reset and go check out the other sandpit, which will get him his plasma, which will tell him where he needs to go. He did scout he has seen the other side of Meridia. I forget where that took him, where he saw that. So, are we down to Cathedral in Upper Northfair?
Oh, Zeb just got a third PB pack. That's
pretty big.
Yeah, we know Ridley's not at Ridley, so, and we know where the back of Ellen is. So this is actually pretty reasonable. Yeah, this is a pretty reasonable lower for to just do.
Oh, not 20s. Yeah, 20s. Yeah, 20 is much better than 15. Like if I were Zeb, I might just forget about Varia and just call this go mode and go do lower Norfair.
Yeah, but like at this point,
and
you don't.
Oz is nice too.
You don't want to skip Varia if you're right next to it. Is the thing for the checks that he's going to be doing from here on out.
So I think we're left with Rex Ship. And MC is going to take this route back over to wherever this spits out. He knows where this goes. I don't remember where this goes. But yeah, if I'm Zeb, I'm probably just going to go ahead and do lower Norfair right now with these 20 power bombs. Not Ridley fight 50 supers, you know. So you got a Crystal Flash. You've got... you have no idea where Fantoon is, but you know it's not Ridley in LN, whatever it is. MST, I'd like to see go to Rex Ship, play upon the fact that he has found Fantoon in kind of a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if you found Fantoon, it's still reasonable to think that like your opponent could fall for the wreck ship play and get nothing out of it, and you could skip it. So
yeah, it's all about, you know, I mean, we know more than they do when it comes right down to it. We know, you know, that what Zeb has. He just found, okay, Zeb just found Croc, which means he's right near
2
Kraid.
items, and he's like, you can't really.
No,
can
he
you
really
not do
can't.
this?
You
Well,
have
he's
to
gonna
do this for now.
He's gonna check this first item. I don't know. This is just like.
Well, he's got the full beam. He's got almost full beam combo, so.
Yeah, I think the chances of Varia being here are like too high for him to ignore.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna get ice and space jump. Oh, those are nice things to find. Now, this late though, that's not really what you want. Like, I feel like getting those items when MST did feels a little better than getting them at this point in the game.
Yeah, MST has gotten quite a bit of use out of these so far. Oh, and yeah, that spits back out at. Oh, this was
make a decision. Go to okay.
Okay.
Has decided against Upper Norfair. Has not decided. Okay. Ugh. I was really hoping he would go against Upper Norfair. I mean, I get it. It's 2 items.
Is it? Does he know Spring Ball? Or sorry, that was criteria, right?
That was criteria. Yeah, he doesn't know. Oh, this is bombs and what was the other item?
Was it X-ray?
Yeah, probably. I mean, because that's what. I mean, because Zeb has X-ray and MST doesn't.
Yeah, so skipping this was kind of the advantage that I feel like he needed.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I expect to see Lower Norfair from Zeb after this. Although like, yeah, okay. So you said he knows that Zeb will probably know that Ellen boss can't be Phantoon.
Well, he'll know that. He'll know. He'll know it's not Ridley. That's the big thing.
Okay.
But at this point, I think we're out of. Are we out of locations for Varia? Because I think we're down to wreck ship.
I think so. In
which case, yeah, I'm a little surprised MST picks up that X-ray scope, considering that he's done all the microwavable bosses. But
hard to make that calculation in time.
Yeah.
Well, no, he hasn't done Dragon.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so it's probably a decent pickup. We'll probably save the 7 seconds.
He didn't make it.
So are we? I guess there's an item in Lower Norfair that could be like Screw Attack or whatever. Okay, so Zeb's about to find Kraid. So all the advantage of wreck ship is no longer there for MST. Although Zeb might just, skip it anyway.
Yeah, this red tower is really weird and how isolated it is.
Yep. You don't see red tower with what, 5 connections? You don't usually see that.
It has 6.
6 connections, yeah.
The tube as well.
Right, we haven't seen the tube.
Oh yeah, that was like the thing they skipped because they didn't have gravity at the time, or high jump.
Yeah, it's one of those things you'll see runners will do that early a lot of the time, but a lot of times they'll wait on it.
Yeah, I feel like it's like one of the biggest divergence points is whether people decide to risk doing the tube out of logic or not. Like, there's lots of different reasons to do it in between like different area modes and like how much stuff you have and whatever.
And Zeb gets to use a microwave shot for his Botswoon fight. Or sorry, his Phantoon fight. And it's a much quicker fight than MST had because of it. If you do it right, it's basically a free 1 round. And that last Upper Norfair item is at Wave Beam, and MC is going to get it last. But he does get the third Power Bomb pack for him if he decides he wants to go for the Hell Runs. I feel like that's when you're playing someone that you know is going to do that kind of risky play. I feel like that's maybe not the right answer. Just because let them take the risk, and if they execute it, and you try and do the same thing, you're probably not winning anyway. But if they mess it up, because those things are not free, then maybe you can get that advantage back.
Yeah, like they can mess it up. You're relatively unlikely to mess it up less than the person that is really demonstrably good at that stuff.
MSG gets his 20th power bomb and will shortly get bombs. And should at this point realize that Wreck Ship is the answer for Varia Suit. And it's probably not happy that he made this. He had that hesitation when he got to the Upper Norfair elevator. Like, do I do 2 items in Upper Norfair, or do I do 2 items in Wreck Ship?
Yeah,
2 items in Wreck Ship were so much further away. One of them had to be your Varia Suit. You know, I'm right here for Upper Norfair, so that's the decision he makes.
So where is...
We've seen the other side of this. I forget where it was, though.
Yeah, I don't remember. This was like the beginning of the game, though.
Oh, it's okay, Greenburn.
Well, okay, that answers that question. That's a really funny high five.
This goes back to criteria, which I think gets you near Wreck Ship. Oh wait, Redburn first.
No, because this is where Zeb just came from.
Right. Like they're retracing. Yeah, that's right.
We did see Chronic Boost. It was at a time where you didn't want to go through it. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah, it was one of the... Oh, right. Okay, criteria, I want to say, was the middle of Red Tower. Is that right? Oh my god. I hate this room. I hate this room that MSG's in.
I think Zeb is making his way to Wreck Ship now, though.
Yeah. I think this is it right here.
It makes more sense to do this before Lower Norfair.
If you know for sure, yeah, you kind of know that this is going to be Varia. So they're both heading to Wreck Ship area. MSG gets there first.
Yeah, he took the kind of different transition to criteria.
Yeah, this was a better. This was a better transition.
The other west side. Okay. Zeb is so much better equipped for... well, and they're just not going to do various skip at this point.
No.
So, like at this point, I believe they should both have the knowledge that you want
Oh, you know what? Did Zeb not... I thought Zeb saw these transitions. Maybe not. No, they both came from the back there. And we are going to be able to... The nice thing is we do get to check things in a nice order.
Yeah, so MST is actually ahead now by a little bit. This is going to be execution from here on out and possibly order of stuff that is checked in Wreck Ship. Because I feel like knowing Varia has to be here, it's faster to just get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though this Lower Norfair would be very doable for Zeb.
Not sure MSD wanted that super. Sometimes you faceplant. Also, this room also sucks when wreck ship is turned on. It is a reason why we do that check before.
Yeah, don't have a choice in boss shuffle sometimes. So East Meridia Major was accounted for. That was Plasma. And Kraid Major, there are no Kraid Majors. So the bosses just don't have items at this point. So yeah, looks like a lead change, but Zeb, I assume, is just gonna do these checks.
Yeah, I don't think it matters whether you do those checks first or second. Yeah, and according to Simo in chat, Zeb doesn't track. A lot of SM runners don't track items, and very rarely do you see SM runners use map trackers that count off what items they've picked up. But we've seen a lot of people use area trackers, and MST missing the quick kill again.
Oh my god.
Not happy about it. Zeb wouldn't check the item, which he should have realized it couldn't be what he's looking for, because it's a crate item, not a wreck ship item. I know, grade 0.
I forget to not muscle memory it most of the time.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
I mean, I've talked about this before. When I've done co-op, I've literally had my partner Ace tell me, you know, like, hey, this is SMG3. Don't check the crate item. It's arrows or something dumb like that, and I'll jump right in. Oh yeah, you told me this was arrows. You know, I'll still go in and get it. So totally
it's so
been
hard
there.
because it's like you're not trained to like, because if you get the quick kill, the screen doesn't move. You're like not. You're trained to react to that in a certain way by going over and opening the invisible door, and not by doing anything else.
Okay, so this is an interesting risk that MST is taking. He's going to check this item here and hope it's the Varia suit. If it is, that'll be huge. If it is, oh my.
Oh my.
Wow, okay, so and Zeb's going in to do all that. That's huge.
Actually, oh my god. Like, cause like you don't not commit to bowling at this point. If you go up here.
God, what a gutsy play from Metroid MST, and look where it spits him out.
My god.
Wow, that could, if he does win this thing, this could win it for him.
That could have lost it for him too, honestly, because
like oh yeah, time, if that's like, not it, that's a time loss.
Yeah, you kind of like you sort of get 2 checks out of going that way. Like you get the ocean missile there, and you get to peek the maze item from below, but like you can't get the maze item from there, so you're just going back up and getting that check, which like Zeb was on his way to getting first anyways, despite physically. Well, I mean, like you get to skip the stupid robot attic missile that way, I suppose, so that can help.
The room I like to call the most annoying room of the game. Zeb might get screw attack out of this, depending on what the other major is here.
Yeah, I was mostly thinking in terms of like the race that we have left. I do think it's a good play to check it, but it's also like it is going to be slower most of the time. It's just you get a big reward from it sometimes.
Okay, MST does need to watch his health. I mean, he's okay as long as he's careful about it.
I actually cannot believe that. Just wow, this series has been.
This has been an amazing series, no matter what the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some really good competition in the top 16 playoffs. Zeb, I think most people would say, is one of the favorites to win the whole thing.
For sure.
is yeah, is looking like he's not gonna close this one out ahead. It's not technically over yet, but
Still some game left. Oh, it's just Spazer. Oh, so Screw Attack is somewhere in Lower Norfair.
yeah. I mean, MST's got to be careful about health. 75, no reserve. Things could go wrong here. Wait, Zeb not checking gravity? Or did he check it before?
I think he checked it
probably
before.
Looked at it before checking
Yeah, I'm pretty
reserve.
certain he checked it before.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And
So
it's
this'll be
you find
Dragon.
Varia last there, like, how bad do you feel?
Ugh,
'Cause, like,
you feel bad.
You feel
I would be
bad.
very worried about that.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of reason to worry about it, and it did certainly did things this race, but it's like you can also think like, oh, you know, not everyone's gonna do that play. It's one of those things that it's not a foregone conclusion that anyone does it.
So remember when I mentioned MST picking up X-ray? With this health is really good. He has this Metroid beam.
It is. I mean, like, without X-ray, you can still kind of do this fine. You can get three hits on Dragon with this beam combo before she leaves the screen the first time, and that's like almost half a fight.
Just gonna have to be a little bit careful leaving here. With Plasma Beam, he should be fine. Maybe not running through the acid. I don't know. I know it's faster to run through the acid, but I think maybe in this case I might not have.
Yeah, it's based on Putter. Oh, this is like really dicey. Because, oh my goodness.
Oh my god, he was like at 20 before he grabbed those health drops. Holy cow.
Because he got them both there. Oh. I mean, he's got to be careful here. Coming out with 100 is, like, you just play the safe the way you would in, like, any percent older out. If you were trying to not die. You've got a lot of ways to do that with this beam combo. And we got another high five. Yeah, Zeb is gonna be doing this in a much more survivable way.
Yeah.
Really nice double metal pirate kill for them too. It's full beam combo.
Yeah, Zeb will also have a very quick Dragon kill here. Yeah, on this health, I think you just shoot the key hunters. You can take one hit.
You really want to favor your charge shots here because, like, he was shooting more times with this beam combo gives you more lag. And
yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Also, like if you do a charge shot, it can you can follow it up and hit the next key hunter one time with it. So that helps a lot more than doing an uncharged shot.
Okay, now we just need to make our way back to Red Tower to get to Turian.
That's crazy because, like, MST's checking of the ocean missile spot earlier still wouldn't have mattered, or it still wouldn't have won him the race if he wasn't able to do the 5-tank Ridley fight with no reserve in Meridia.
Yeah, that was huge. And here we go, Turian. And again, we're really happy that we get nice free refill going down the elevator here. Not quite as big a deal because we do have full beam combo. And going in with 119 as far as health is not the worst thing ever, but it's nice to not have to think about your health. I guess chat pointing out he could have gone stopped at the ship because it was on path, but nice that you don't have to.
Yeah.
Also nice that he doesn't have to worry about his ammo going through these Metroid rooms. That'll be true for both runners.
But if the refill wasn't here, then he would have stopped at the ship and wouldn't have needed the refill here.
Yep. You save time by not having to stop at the ship.
It's kind of funny because, like, the whole time we thought the wreck ship, like a wreck ship play, was gonna make the difference in the race, but they just kind of ended up eventually doing the same things as each other.
A wreck ship play made the difference. It just wasn't the way we thought it would.
Yeah, it wasn't the decision to go there. It was how you routed it. Which, like, and like MST was still ahead going into wreck ship just because of the way that he routed to there.
Yep.
But it was within a gap that I expect Zeb to overtake from execution.
Yeah, I think Zeb would have. But yeah, they also and as Nevdi is pointing out in chat, they also routed to wreck ship very differently, and it felt like MST's was faster. It's hard to say for sure, but you know, it just looked like he was getting there faster.
Also, nice baby skip from him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the times where, like, it wouldn't have, missing it wouldn't have made the race, but I still feel like this is one of the situations where it does really count.
And it feels good when you get it. Right, a standard Mother Brain fight with 20 shots.
So
we
MST
won't
can
see stand up.
MST can still die if he gets triple hit by ketchup, which can totally happen because hitboxes in this game are good.
Yeah.
It probably won't at this point though.
Yeah, no stand up for either runner today. We don't have the E-tanks for it.
2 ketchups off on a 20-shot fight though. That's it's a little. I want to work on that.
Zeb also getting a nice baby skip.
Hey, it's closing out this Turian well. I think we're seeing MST's webcam reaction to looking at the race room. He's actually like visibly.
I mean, he's probably doing. This is the how is Zeb not finished yet? Do I actually have
like
a chance?
The ultimate. It is the most express. It is the purest form of how is my opponent not done that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, and you know, as fun as these really close races are, you just feel for the losing runner. You know, anytime you get to Turian, especially the Mother Brain fight, and you see the dot done after that point, it's just painful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you get crushed by 20 minutes. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I clearly lost that one. I clearly I didn't deserve to win that one. You know, like it's a lot I would have had to do different. But here it's just gonna be really small things.
And MST now in the escape as Zeb waits out the cutscene.
0 items in Turian, by the way. Just wanted to point that out.
I find it very amusing that it. I mean, it's probably a programming limitation, but it's funny that that's there.
It would be like probably more work to not have it there. Than to have
Yeah,
it there.
exactly.
Yeah, this is not redesigned. There's no items in here.
Oh, misses the behemoth spark. That hurts.
I think he like first frame crouch sparked that. If you do that, I think it doesn't count as a crouch spark. It's like you spark from a different height. He's like spark from standing height, I think. I don't remember.
There it is. MST finishing up with an official race time of 1:03:52, taking the series 2-1. GG's to Metroid MST.
Yeah, moving on to quarterfinals. Facing winner of me and Bressingham on Sunday.
Yeah, which should also be a really, really interesting race. Meanwhile, Zeb gonna go ahead and finish out.
Yeah, he played really well. I know Zeb really likes area too. Actually didn't know that he didn't track for.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't either.
area
That actually was
transitions
really
and stuff.
that was surprised. I was surprised to hear that.
But yeah, chose vanilla Matt for his pick and lost the 2 races that he had to do area in.
Zeb gonna finish up with an official race time of 1:05:21. GG's to Zeb. Congratulations on a top 16 finish in the tournament, but his run will be over here. And in the meantime, we do have with us Metroid MST. GG's. Are you just still the giant killer of this tournament? Because
I'm sorry, Zeb. I have a lot of people I have no business beating in this tournament. So I apologize to all of you, but get good.
Yeah, that last one hurt quite a bit because I lost 3 minutes just for getting a transition. And that was the difference. So going to Wreck Ship, I just forgot that the middle red tower went to Criteria.
Okay.
I thought that went into West Meridia. So I did a different route, and that lost me 3 minutes. And
yeah, that explains the routing.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. It was actually really close when you all went into Wreck Ship. We at that pretty much deduced it was that Varia had to be there. Zeb, we thought you might have just skipped it. got ahead and skipped it.
I
We
was
weren't
really
sure when you
thinking
were
about
getting
it.
to. Yeah, we weren't sure when you were getting to Kraid boss because it was in kind of a isolated spot.
Yeah, it was like I was going to, but then I realized, well, it's like literally wreck ship, so like I may as well pick it up. Plus, the front of wreck ship had to be front of Lore Norfair too, so routed pretty well.
Yeah,
I was also
like...
really strongly considering just skipping the top of wreck ship and going to check the ocean missile, but I felt like that was a pretty big risk because there was only one item there compared to like all of the items at the top.
Sure.
Right. It's a tough call.
Yeah, and that's in the end. MST ended up going straight there, and Barry was there, and that gave him a nice lead because you were about even in the wreck ship when you all got there. But yeah, it was just sometimes you make a call and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That's just randomizer. And as you talk about your decision to go ahead and just go to the ocean.
So, that was purely because I'm racing somebody better than me. Like, this is it. I did some dumb things. After Gravity, I meant to go as like, this is wreck ship. I should go there. And instead, I was like, oh, I guess here's a transition to Upper Norfair. There's 2 items here. I'll clear these out instead. Because I'm stupid. So because I had wasted the time in Upper Norfair, it did give me bombs and I think some extra power bombs, which I did end up needing, but there was power bombs at wreck ship anyway. I saw that, I'm like, I just wasted time. I needed to make a play to catch up time that I felt I had wasted a bunch of in Upper Norfair. So I was like, there's one item, I can check it, and if it's not there, I can scout the one in the ceiling. At least know if it's one of those, and if it is, obviously, if it was the one in the ocean, then great. That saved me the most time. But yeah, that was purely because first, I'm racing someone better than me, and second, I needed to make up time for what I think was an incredibly stupid decision on my part.
Yeah, and when you did finally go back to Upper Norfair, you hesitated a bit at that elevator. Because 2 items in Upper Norfair, 2 items in wreck ship.
Yeah. I was like, my goal was not Upper Norfair. It was to go to wreck ship. I was like,
yeah. It was a tough one. It was like, yeah, you're just doing...
There's no bosses in Upper Norfair either. Like, I'm not... Unless Barry is there, I am literally doing nothing toward finishing the scene.
Like, you did really different stuff early on, and then, like, the second half is mostly you just both doing the things that the other person had done. Upper Norfair was a big one there for you that looked like you could have been way ahead if not for that.
The Red Tower situation was really interesting this seed, though, just because all 3 dead ends were off a Red Tower, which I'm not sure I've seen before.
Also, at MST, why did you go up Red Tower after going back for Green Bryn in Game 2?
Okay.
Right.
So
we like the idea of you doing it as part of the loop to get back to Green Bryn, but
after I got bombs and went back and found Baria, I was like, this... I wanted to... Again, this is because I'm racing Zeb. I wanted this power bombs to be alpha PBs. That's what I wanted, because that's what I thought I would need to beat Zeb. It's like the Varia was, since you had to backtrack to Varia, it's like maybe he skipped that, got gravity, maybe did some checks in Meridia, maybe that gives me some time. But I didn't know that at the time.
I just think he should have done it before Green Bryn, because then it loops into Green Bryn, and that can be your excuse to check it. But then, like, you do Green Bryn, and then that gives away all of your possible outs.
I did this. It's Chozo, and I hate Chozo.
I mean, it could have been PBs at like 2 230 or Gauntlet 2 if there weren't any other PBs available that would have kind of bailed you out too.
You didn't, and then you didn't even check Gauntlet. Like you, I mean, it was a really sucky Gauntlet because it's bombs only. But I mean, it could have had something good at that point. I'm not sure there was much you could have done with that seed, though. It was I didn't get my PB,
so I was not going to waste time checking Gauntlet.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that Zeb did not go back to area in that seed.
I don't have any questions for Zeb because the things that he did made too much sense.
Yeah, I do want to talk a little bit about that Ocean play again. Okay. Another reason that I didn't check Ocean before Top of Wreck Ship is that I felt like I was pretty likely behind already if it was at Ocean, because you could get that before doing Fantunic Raid. Okay. So I really wanted to go to the Top of Wreck Ship instead.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Yeah, Kraid being in such a usually you don't think of Red Tower as like an off place, but with Red Tower being so isolated,
I was thinking like you could have gone to Wreck Ship early, and Fantoon wouldn't have been there, so I was really hoping that it was behind Fantoon.
Oh, and then like not having Fantoon done could have been an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
that totally makes sense. MST, let's talk about that Ridley fight.
Oh yeah,
that worked out really
honestly,
well.
We talked about all these other things, but if you hadn't executed that Ridley fight, then I don't see any way you win this one.
Oh,
no. I was giving it one shot, and that was it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to do. You had the supers for it.
30 shots.
And
oh, well, okay.
We've talked about I know you hate reserve tanks. I know you despise reserve tanks, but boy, would a reserve tank been nice there.
I was thinking about that reserve tank in Aqueduct and thinking, you know what, somebody's going to say something.
The one that...
It's like literally more effort to do that than to...
I didn't need that trash.
Apparently not.
Clearly not.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, the reason I checked left sandpit before the boss was because of Ridley, in case it was Ridley, and it ended up giving me 2 tanks, which made it pretty easy.
I think you had an extra regular U-tank and an extra reserve tank for the Ridley fight, so we figured you were pretty comfy with that many supers on that fight.
Yeah, and I was pretty much ready to do like Sueless War Warfare at that point. I was thinking about most of the time, but I never really ended up in a place where I had the items and the power bombs before having like so few items left that it was worth just getting Varia anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking about it too, but my power bomb count was, I don't even think I could Crystal Flash at the time I beat Ridley.
Yeah. By the end,
Ridley was your second power bomb pack for both of you.
Oh yeah.
And we kind of joked about how Ridley might allow them to do LN.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at the time too. I could have definitely done Sueless War Warfare, and I'm not sure, it might have been faster even at the point that I was at. Than
it's hard to say.
Clearing the wreck ship. I'm not sure, but
it certainly would have been a reasonable play for you, I think.
I also want to talk a little bit about the first seed, because what the heck was that? Like, that seed was literally like multiple like worse things that could have happened to me just kept happening. Kind of like got soft lock in that Green Brinstar area. I was like, well, I've got like 3 extra transitions, and it turned out I didn't, because one of them looped the other one that I was hoping.
Yeah, that was not ideal.
And
that first seed was not
the
pretty.
ammo was, oh my god, I've never seen ammo that bad. Like,
did MSG tell you what his go mode ammo item location was?
I think he said it was the one before GT.
It was the GT Super.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, the actual GT Super.
The actual GT. Well, you guys didn't have Space Jump, so you couldn't even get the one before GT, which I think was a vanilla missile.
First seed, so.
Yeah, I had it technically enough before the Mickey Mouse missile. Yep. But I would have needed to like refill everything. Like, I don't think I would have needed to break the glass, actually. Maybe I would have. Yeah.
It would have been tight, either way.
But
Yeah, that ammo
ending
was
on
silly.
125 missiles and 35 supers is like just so bad.
That's such a stupid ammo go mode.
It really is. Yeah,
And it turns out
Go ahead.
I was pretty right to not look for charge, given that I'd already skipped Croc. Would have.
Oh my god, yeah.
Then-
You hit Croc at 10.5, which I mean is
Yeah.
doable, but
I was thinking about going back
yikes.
to it, but then I found I found both suits, and
Yep.
I was like, well, I'm probably not going back to it now.
Yeah, it was not in a good spot to get back to easily, and yeah, so yeah, that was a bad charge beam location. MNC, we weren't sure if you even saw Croc in that one.
I don't think I saw Croc in the first.
Yeah, it was because you went to, it was top of Red Tower. It was the Red Tower elevator. You guys had gotten
Is it the
in.
one where I think it's the first one I accidentally skipped. There was some connections I skipped and I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I think that was
Oh
one.
yeah,
of them.
it was the first one because I didn't check
Green
the
Gate, yeah.
I didn't check Green Gate. I meant to, but I had saved with the intention of doing early X-ray, and that was stuck in my head, so I forgot about Green Gate. And I keep on going, and I was like, wait a second.
Nice early X-ray play. Nice early X-ray play. I'm sure you were sad to see the reserve.
That was the most disappointing thing I've ever done.
Yeah. All right. Well, Zeb, I mean, you're done for this tournament, but I do expect to see you in qualifiers for the for SG Live. Any thoughts about that?
Yeah, for sure. A little disappointed about the tournament at this point. I really wanted to make the top 4 for that SG Live qualifier. Now I will have to join the qualifier later. Hopefully that goes well. I don't know what. I don't think that it's been announced what like the format of it is or what it'll end up like.
Yeah.
Like how many or what it'll look like, kind of. But I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to Kip. I think I saw you in chat, but you and I will be. I think this would be a good week to get all that scheduled so that people can plan on it. But yeah, I think you'll have a real good shot at still making it into the 8 people that are going to go to SG Live, because of course, top 4 from this tournament just get in automatically, but we have people that aren't going to be able to make it. I don't know if Nevji, if he makes it top 4, if he's going to fly all the way from Australia. Although it'd be really cool if he did.
Australia.
But yeah, good luck with that one. MSD, you get to either play Asher, who's right here, or Bressingham. Thoughts?
They should both look for an SM coach right now. No, so I was initially kind of upset I beat Bressingham because it matched me up with Zeb, and I would have. No offense, Azir, but I thought you would be the easier match for me than Zeb would have played. So the 2 seconds, and Bressingham only lost to me by 2 seconds because he died at Mother Brain or something. So yeah, no, I fully expect either of them to also destroy me, but we'll see. Apparently, I'm cursing everybody I lost.
Well, you cursed enough of my other tournaments just by watching them, so.
True. I can't watch this one, so.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for the race, Zeb. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed I lost both of the area ones where I was actually considering picking week 5 against you too. Because I think that week 5 is one of my strongest weeks. But
I know we were talking about that too.
Yeah, we kind of assumed you were going to pick area stuff, but yeah, your pick of the Chozo was actually turned out to be really good because it just came up.
I was a little worried when I found that
straightforward.
it was a late power bomb seed. I was really hoping for an early power bomb Chozo seed because those tend to be very straightforward, especially with boss Rando on.
Yep.
The late power bomb seeds can get a little bit messier.
Yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it for us. On the schedule, For those of you that like to stay up late or get up early, we have at 3 a.m. Diddy versus Nevdi. That'll be all 3 games. At noon tomorrow. Still undecided in the chat. I would expect that first one to at least to be on Speed Gaming Main. At noon, we have Farfalu versus Sloters. At 8, that'll also be all 3 games. At 8, we have only 2 games, but that'll be Kip versus Ace Zero. On Saturday, Azure versus Bressingham, the aforementioned matchup, that'll be at 2 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock on Sunday, we have MM2, Des Cartridge versus Derp. So that's also all 3 games. Only Kip and Ace doing 2 games. They'll see if that one goes to a game 3, and they'll schedule it. But yeah, everything on the schedule. Keep an eye out on that schedule to see what channels everything is on. But yeah, these round of 16 gonna be done pretty quickly. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody. First of all, we had 3 different trackers tonight. Balthazar tracking game 3, Beep to the Boop tracking game 2, and D-Web tracking game 1. As I always like to say, trackers always are MVPs. We couldn't do it without them, so huge shout outs to them. Our runners, Zeb, MST. If you don't already follow them, go ahead and click on the links in chat and give these fellows a follow. And of course, all of you out there, thank you all for watching. It's been a lot of fun calling this race. It was a really good race. I think both runners should feel good about putting on a really nice show. And we will see you all at the next one.
Oh boy, that was a race, and I know the outcome of this race, and watching it back, I still get super nervous about this. I somehow beat Zeb 2 times, and with that, I'm moving on to the quarterfinals, like top 8 out of 80 something people, 82 people. Like, never ever dreamed of anything like this happening. Yeah, I honestly, looking back through this, I am still in shock at this. You can beat good players just because, Rando's Rando. And especially with something like Super. There's like Super's a bit harder, I would say, for somebody with less ability to beat a good player. Execution really matters a lot at the top end in Super, and if you don't have the execution and you're facing these players that do, and at worst they can match you in rando knowledge and ability, in routing, like that's just a recipe to get wiped out. And that's fully what I expected here. But as it turns out, I beat Zeb twice here, lost the Chozo seed, I won the other 2. I'm ecstatic about this. I have my favorite wins and races, and like I've mentioned before, I beat Random League Season 1 champion. I've beaten other players that I know I'm nowhere near the same ability as them. But this feels a lot different. Like this is right now by far like my proudest accomplishment in any of the Rando leagues, any of the tournaments. Because the other ones came in like one-off situations, and in a one-off, things can happen. That's how those work. But in a best of 3, that's not necessarily the case. That's just it's a lot more difficult in a best of 3. So yeah, this is by far the thing I'm most proud of accomplishing. Is unfortunately for Zeb, his tournament got knocked out here, but and honestly, it probably caused a better match in the next round for the viewers, honestly. But you know, I beat Zeb, so who knows what happens in the next one, unless you've already watched it and know ahead of time. But yeah, no, I am super happy with this. I'm really stoked. Like, I still, you know, watching these 3 races, I am, except the Chozo one, because heck, Chozo. You know, I still get nervous, and I still watching these, even though you know, these have been done for a while. But no, that's, you know, me moving on to the quarterfinals. I am going to end up facing Asdru, who, you know, is who I wanted to face in the first round. So, yay! And again, once again, no expectations of winning. Fully expect to get wiped against Asdru as well. But you know, I've been beating people here I have no business beating to date. So, who knows? But yeah, so like I mentioned in the first one, my logic pick for the first week, that was not decided until time to roll the seed. I had no plans with logic for this week. Yeah, the second week, the Chozo, that went about as well as I expected. And then the third one was just, you know, your tournament is on the line with, you know, everything being turned on. So that's something to go out on, I guess. But yeah, you know, this set of races, you know, really nervous, you know, but you know, really happy with the accomplishment here. You know, and don't think like that Zeb is a bad runner, or you know, any of these other runners I beat are bad runners because I beat them. You know, they are much better than I am. It's just, you know, how it's worked out in this tournament so far. You know, everything's just kind of going my way. You know, in the first seed, I skipped the one of the entrances at the top of Red Tower, which happened to be Crocomire. Yeah, when I was going through Lower Norfair, I was actually kind of hoping it wasn't terrain, because then I could look for more items. But then it was terrain, so I had to go. I technically had enough, but that super at GT, and then I miscounted and had to reset. And I thought I definitely cost myself the race there. I'm not even talking about the second one. The second one just chose the logic, and I made a decision I think I needed to make to have a chance, and it just didn't work. So yeah, whatever there. And this third one, you know, we got everything. The stuff kind of lined up. I did have a big advantage with, you know, the crate area, and that being Fantoon. But you know, the 2 items in Upper Norfair that I hadn't touched, it's like I can risk going to Wreck Ship, which is where my goal was to go, or I can check Norfair, and if Varia's in Upper Norfair and I skip it, I'm done. Although if it's in Wreck Ship and I skip Upper North, or if it's in Wreck Ship and I do Upper Norfair first, I'm also most likely done. And then the play to the moat, like I was going up to Attic. I turned around because while I'm going up there, I'm thinking I'm behind. Like that Upper Norfair play made me feel so far behind because I did not get Various Suit out of there. So I felt really bad with that, and that's like, as I was going up, I was like, nope, I have to go back and go for it. And you know, in this seed, it just happened to work out. So that's one of the amazing things about this randomizer. There's a whole lot of micro decisions that go into much larger macro decisions throughout a single seed. There's lots of ways to, you know, potentially read the logic, you know, try and see in some cases, not so much in like full, but you can kind of read and see where it might want to send you, what you think might be next, and what you think you might be able to do to cut a corner here and there. Like, there's a whole lot to super. And on top of that, you know, doing some of these cut corners will require some precise tricks, some very scary things. I don't know, super is just really, really great rando. And the way this tournament is formatted was also really fun. like the changing logic, I really think that tests players a lot, and a lot of different areas. It's, you know, been really great so far, and I get to move on and get at least 2 more races. Again, no expectations against Azure. Hope I can pull 8 race off of him, but we'll see what happens there when we get to those races starting next week. So thanks for watching, and we will see you for the first round of the quarterfinals.